we have dare I say it, a vintage go kart, and you get to go out and hang out with the guys and do some laps and have a good time and non-stress. We're not there to win a trophy or anything else. The trophy is just being there.
Yeah.
So I think that's I think it's kind of cool that this group is kind of onto something. I think from a kind of how to have fun with karting and you can be in their 50s because I am, and still be able to get in a go kart and have a blast.
Yeah, and again, it's contagious. It's I didn't really know much about the group at first, and I joined because it was karting related, and it's like, oh, okay. And then the more and more I saw what Bob was doing, and a couple of the other guys like Don, and Don's got like this rolling track magic museum.
Oh yeah,
and it was just like, wow, these guys are kind of nutty. I mean, what is it? And then the passion that they had, it's like, hey, we're having a get together and we're going to go do this and we're going to do that. And it's like, wow, that actually sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm out there on Craigslist trolling, looking for...
to find that track magic cart. And about 10 others right now. I think it's going to be pretty competitive here. If it already isn't, of grabbing these go-karts and trying to get in on the fun. I know I am. So
well, I'm not gonna lie, I got some tips with Craigslist and how to find stuff. I'm not gonna share them because then I'll have more competition. But it doesn't help that the ad I just found on Craigslist 5 seconds ago was posted to the Track Magic group. Hey, check this out. This is in Santa Rosa. Yeah. Hey, check this out. This is in Sacramento. Hey, check this out.
It happens fast.
It does.
And I didn't realize how much I actually documented, the Track Magic story until, this whole thing came about. That I started going back. I found the group somehow. I don't know how I did it. And I posted 1 or 2 stories and Bob, he was like, dude, like, you've got some treasure trove of stuff. And all of a sudden I just kept posting and posting and posting throughout, everything I've had over the years. And I didn't realize that how much of Track Magic I really have documented with photos, over the years. And it's been fun.
Yeah, but that was the prime Track Magic time. And I think most of us we didn't forget about Track Magic. I think most of us just forgot about that era of karting and being front in mind. And it takes someone like you to come on, and then you start posting these pictures, and it's like that instant nostalgia of, I remember that. I just, boom, I'm there. I'm there right now, just from a simple photo.
Yeah.
And I think that's the neat thing that this what you've been doing with your posts over the past couple of years, what the Track Magic group is doing. It's just we're all vintage. If you're a member of the Track Magic group, you're vintage. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you guys are a lot of fun. I have been trying to talk people into starting up an EMIC owners group to basically copy exactly what Bob's doing. An Invader owners group, basically all the NorCal stuff.
And I've thought of that myself, because there's a lot of good innovation from NorCal, right? I mean, you just named them there. We had Track Magic, you have Invader, EMIC, we had, CTS. There's a lot of go-kart stuff happening, that has got a lot of history there. And yeah, that'd be fun. Even just, if each one can start an owners group thing like that and get a following, and maybe we'll all meet, at the racetrack one day, with all different kinds.
And then maybe every couple of years there's an owners group shootout.
Yeah, I mean, and if you get, get the MX Invaders and Track Magic and CTSs all to come out and just kind of do a NorCal one, right? It's just nothing but vintage NorCal go-kart stuff. That's cool. I mean, I'm a Bay Area guy. Invader wasn't far from me when I lived in Cupertino. San Jose was just down the street. I remember going to Jeff Nelson's, shop there on First Street all the time. Just drooling as, man, one day I'm going to drive a go-kart, and, so that'd be cool. Just from a NorCal perspective.
Yeah, it would be cool. Well, let's take a few moments. Let's go down the chassis that, we already named them. So we got Track Magic.
Yep.
What's one innovative thing off of Track Magic that you remember?
Oh, it has to be the seat struts.
The seat struts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The suspension, you mean?
Yeah. No, seat struts. They were seat struts.
Okay, so Track Magic was the seat struts. What about the Invader? What from that era, from the 90s, early 2000s, what do you remember on the Invader?
That it wasn't a real good shifter kart, at least not a 125.
For sure not a 125 when the sticky tires came out.
80 kart. Yeah. They really struggled with that go-kart. Because I remember the White brothers, Ron and Joe, they were on Invader back then when they kind of first tried to go sticky tire 125, and man, they just struggled. I remember watching them out at Dixon, and they were just scratching their head. So, but I mean, any of the 80cc YBN, any of the 100cc stuff. I mean, they were made for NorCal. That kind of, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, Cole Nelson, back when we were racing, I mean, I don't even know if he was a teenager at the time, but
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's doing Invader now, and under Cole Nelson Racing, and they're a force to be reckoned with the Briggs stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and what I remember with the Invader, they were one of the first karts I looked at when I got into karting in the 90s. But I remember they had one specific chassis that had all these little mini torsion bars all over the front end.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one. That was funky.
Yeah, it was just, what is this? It's like, I looked at it, and I kind of shook my head, and I go, I'm not smart enough to tune this thing. There's too many adjustments for Jason on this kart. But that was one of the things I really took away from it. As far as just an innovation that I remember.
Yeah.
And what about Emic? What is an innovation or something you remember off an Emic kart?
That was a hard one. I really didn't know Emics all that well. And I think they were kind of in that same category, again, as Invader, that, one heck of a, hard tire, 80cc, and I think, I don't know if it was them or not, but, I think they were kind of the first ones to kind of come out with that paddle shift kind of stuff. That's what I kind of remember out of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
then CTS perfected it.
Yes, they did. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I remember, I'm not going to call it an innovation because I don't really understand the system, but their throttle linkage. They had basically a straight rod going back through the frame to this weird spring washer, all thread set up. And I just could never figure it out. It's like, why does it have to be this complicated? And that was one of the things I really remember about an Emic kart. It's like seeing that. Or they had the upholstered seat covers with the 2 E's for Emic Enterprises. That really sticks out in my head as well.
Yeah.
And then CTS, I could do my own special on CTS. I love those karts. And I mean, to this day, just looking at something as simple as the throttle stops and the pedal stops and how Ray designed them, it just, they're done right. They're not going to flex. They're not going to bend. This is a proper pedal stop. And it's something that's so stupid on a go-kart. But Ray put that detail and thought all the way down to that one particular thing. And the whole cart was just filled with innovation.
Yeah, and I think if you really look at what always got me about a CTS kart was the craftsmanship, right? I mean, you touch on that, but I mean, look at the welds on that go-kart. And he TIG welded every single one of those, which you just didn't have back then, right? I mean, TIG is hard, really hard to do. So to be a master craftsman as much as Rick Cunningham was, I don't know, just you can see the kind of the love that he put into each and every one of those chassis that he built, for sure.
Yeah, it's like I said, I could do my own special on a CTS chassis. It just, I love those karts. They're just the craftsmanship, and I don't even know if you could copy it and mass produce it, because the details that will be lost due to production runs or production costs. But yeah, are we missing any Norcal chassis? Let's see: Emic, Invader, CTS, Track Magic. As far as that, I mean, those were I think those were the manufacturers. That was really about it.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
I was just going to say KLS. I was a part of KLS when they were importing the NBA. Yep. They were definitely a powerhouse, but you can't call them a manufacturer. I think that was maybe about it.
I think you're right.
I like leaving a couple of people out so they chime in.
Oh, there you go.
That's how I get my audience engagement. Well, you didn't talk about us.
Yeah, now you have a Norcal vintage manufacturers shootout in front of you now to organize, as if you needed something else. Right? Yeah,
I think that would be a great idea. We just got to get the other groups to have their own group.
Yeah, you can sort of plant the seeds.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let you wrap up this podcast however you want to.
Oh, I just gotta say, thanks for having me on, and just kind of go down memory lane a little bit, and just share just a tiny part of my story of of go-kart history, and it's been a lot of fun, and we'll keep posting all those pictures out there for everyone to have an equal memory lane journey.
Yeah, and it's just, I think that's just it. Those are for a lot of us, those are some great times in our lives. Not to say that current times, I mean, I honestly think my life right now is better than what it was back then. But when I look at the pictures and I see it, it's just a different set of memories. And each picture, I mean, people really are right when they say a picture tells a story. And I mean, I'm actually looking up on my bookshelf, and I can't remember his name. It was Mark. I can't remember his last name, but he used to go out to all the local Norcal tracks. He would take pictures, and he would stick them inside those blue viewfinders.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you have, I think, is that called a positive if it's the actual image?
Yeah. Yeah.
So as a positive inside the viewfinder, and you look through it, and there's your blown up picture of yourself. And he would take pictures on Saturday, and he'd come back on Sunday with this huge necklace of these viewfinders, and he would just go through a system. It's like, oh, number 3, here you are. Number 64, here you are. And